So Encounter Missions originally was a church plant here in Johnson County, which was birthed out of the Mayo Church and the First Methodist of Painstville. So we actually came from those two churches, and we felt led to plant a church here. And where God was leading us to were the people who we felt was being left behind.
And so as David began experiencing some health issues and retired from pastoring the church, we felt that it was necessary for Encounter Missions to come back under the umbrella of the local church and for us to serve them in turn as they had served in the community for so many years faithfully.
We serve those on the streets, or anyone who needs help, whether it's they're hungry or just in need of maybe a pair of shoes, or just they're cold, they need someplace to sleep. We try to help get them assistance there. We kind of network with different people in the community.
I was having trouble getting my medicine, my prescriptions. My husband had died a few months before, and I had a heart attack, and naturally they put me on a lot of medications that I could not afford at all. So I came over and talked to Beth. Beth even came out to my car because I couldn't climb the stairs at the time. And she hugged me, gave me moral support, prayed with me, and gave me the vouchers for my prescriptions.
I think, or I'd like to think, that God has used Encounter to open the eyes of the others to where they see the need, and they see that all people, should be treated equally, and they all need Jesus. And so I've seen such an increase in the pouring out of other churches, even in donations, seeing them opening their doors to the homeless. They're not stigmatizing.
When you change it to how do we love our neighbor instead of how do we solve homelessness, that really puts a face with the person, and you're able to really to have compassion and to serve from a place of love, just as God is love for us.
We wanted it to be a community effort. We wanted to draw people in and it become more unified, and to serve as a church as one.
And so we began as part of our congregation just thinking out loud, how do we partner with what Encounter has already established. And they had been in the practice of having a burrito Saturday mission, and so we began thinking, how can we model that and continue that ministry that they've already began. And so we knew we couldn't do it alone, and we just put out the plea really to others in the community, hey, would anybody be interested in, once a week even? We're seeing a greater need than what we have seen in the past. We began to just ask in the local churches, would anyone want to partner? And it was like the Holy Spirit just opened doors and windows and cracks and crevices and just came right in. And we saw so many different churches say yes.
So we've actually been being the church, as a whole, and that's been great. Setting aside denomination, setting aside, differences, and just being able to unite and do the work of the Lord.